So, Kian, it's time to do your job. Game 1 between Team LUNATIX and Team SMG to open up this Sunday. I would say it's a very unlikely matchup. A lot of fans go over towards Team SMG, but once more, Team LUNATIX have shown us something before, and we're looking for that in this match.
Yep, and we'll see how it's going to be. Coming back to the EXP lane, I don't know, Kian is going up against a really tough matchup here because Smooth, he is known to play the Uranus as well as the Esmeralda in his time. He is an extremely efficient EXP laner. He doesn't waste movement very often. He hard stomps his lane whenever he has the chance. And I would say that he even forces his opponents to feel uncovered. Like, look at Jet. He's already down to a quarter of his HP.
And just like that, he has to completely back out of the lane. Team SMG, they will invade the bot side jungle just because his Benedetta is now completely crippled. Can't provide any assistance. Esha Ohana gotta use his flicker to get out of this. And Yuna now is under heavy fire for Team SMG.
Yep, a good idea to actually flicker early on. Esha Ohana is not going to need it for the upcoming turtle fight anyways because he won't hit level 4. In the meantime, Subway can take full advantage of the situation. Kian's still around. He knows that Smooth is in lane, but let's look at some of the other sides, right? Stormy still maintaining the advantage against Ditto, and more importantly so, just holding that priority. They know that Team LUNATIX won't be able to push out of their lanes very comfortably.
And that was kind of one of the very basic points when we talk about early game wave management, right? If you push faster, you move faster, and you generally get that advantage. And when you look at the general matchup, you're expecting Kian to take on that role to shove up that wave, but because of that early interaction with Smooth, now he has sort of lost that ability.
Yeah, I think the roamers really need to play a bigger role here. Esha Ohana, even though he is rotating in towards those side lanes, more importantly, I think he needs to help out Deto move out of this lane, right? Again, he is losing priority, and that's not something you want.
And the level 4 is completely going to be given over to Team SMG. LUNATIX knows that they cannot fight this. Not with Yuna a full level behind Subway. Just, again, thanks to that butterfly effect from the first minute.
They have to play it slow. Sasa's having the time of his life in the gold lane with minimal assistance, and more importantly so, just sieging down the turret ever so slowly. In the meantime, Rough Wave's already coming out trying to clear this out, but Smooth, he has full control over this bottom half of the quadrant of the map.
And unless you have the Kaja with you, it is near impossible to catch this Esmeralda. And even then, he has to sprint to get out of dodge, right? And there's so many things that LUNATIX needs to consider. And we're not even talking about kills yet. It's just those early movements, how they shove out the wave, how they're pressuring Kian, who is half a level behind Smooth at this point.
Now let's dive into the micro a little bit, right? We see Kian, he is going to have to use his ultimate to actually cut the wave and clear it as soon as possible so he can get this very first move. The instant invade for the side of Team LUNATIX, really good decision-making macro-wise. Micro-wise, Smooth decided to take the Impure Rage, so he's thinking about these trades. He knows he's going to collide with Chen no matter what Chen decides to do, whether he's proxying in the wave, whether he's trying to force it out, he will be able to keep that mana up in comparison to what we've seen other Esmeralda, players like to go for. Usually the common emblem, get that mana regen, minimize your trade, and just stay healthy.
Smooth's going to try to take the purple buff, but Yuna will secure it. Now we're at that level 4 mark for this Kaja. Are we expecting Team LUNATIX to make some movement? Maybe Smooth is going to go down in the meantime. Yuna and Kian wants to take him down, but again, the sprint just gets him out of danger.
Yeah, I was expecting Smooth to actually try to go for using his ult to escape, but they find the catch.
Oh, Yuna shelf back. Real manipulation is going to be used, but it doesn't really matter. First blood going over to Team SMG.
Great set coming in from Miko. Very good set. Clean communication as Stormy is just prepared to actually connect with him. More importantly, Subway invading the enemy jungle at the same time. He's like, yeah, Turtle, no, not a big deal right now. As long as I can put Yuna even further behind Team SMG, is going to snowball this lead and hit LUNATIX where it hurts the most in the mid-game, where you would expect LUNATIX to actually be the one in control.
And this was actually a trend ever since week number 1, right? We have seen this Martis against Fredrin matchup countless of times, and once the Martis gets a hit, the Fredrin gets put in such an uncomfortable spot. Sure, Yuna will get the purple buff, but everything else is going to be given over to Team SMG. Kian, for example, is going to get decimated, and Subway gets a free kill down bot.
One bad trade is all it takes. The EXP is now done for as Smooth continues to take full control, but Yuna does have priority over the turtle. Let's see how they handle this.
For how long more though? Smooth is going to put himself in front. Miko again with the flicker. Right towards the back for Yuna. Turtle lost the Subway, and Yuna, he's going to be the next to go. Not more health left in the tank. As Smooth is going to try and run him down. Yuna still somehow surviving. Smooth misses the ult, but Stormy got his back. Stormy kills Smooth the kill. Esho Ohana drags him under the turret, but it doesn't really matter. Kiendo will finish off Stormy. It's a 2-for-1 trade, but Team SMG still wins.
Oh, nicely played, Team SMG. Honestly, Miko is starting to become quite the standout for the side of Team SMG because you can see Esho Ohana knows that Miko wanted to go for the engage. Body blocks, ready to absorb the hits. Flickers right past him to get on top of the priority target here. Well done to Miko for setting that up.
Took Team LUNATIX, I believe, 4 members to take that fight. They only traded 1 back at the cost of 2. And now they might lose Esha Ohana, who is going to flicker out of danger. They did lose the top tier 1. And while all of that was happening, Sasa, 2-0-0, took down a top tier 1. So far, still uncontested.
Yeah, right now, just very clean gameplay, methodical coming out from the side of Team SMG. And we know how this usually goes, right? Team SMG, they take their time. Well, Miko, no, okay, not going for the set. But Team SMG, they like to take their time with this.
Still think about it. We'll drag him back. Esha Ohana just gives his life away. Yuna hits the backline. You have the electro final blow that completely misses from Kian. This fight has completely spiraled out of control for Team LUNATIX. And Yuna is too far in. And Subway will pick him up.
He's so deep in there with no support to actually help him out. I think he made the call all by himself. Deto is taking a good amount of damage, but again, this is how Team SMG likes to play. They're going to siege down these turrets one by one, and every time Team LUNATIX overstep their boundaries, or better yet, I think Team SMG now getting emboldened by how much of a lead that they have, they might not even be safe underneath the turret.
As much as we say that Team LUNATIX, they have the capacity to go into the late game if they even reach that stage, this mid game really feels like the point where they need to kind of step on the gas, but SMG has stopped them 2 to 3 times. Do they still have that window?
I don't think they have that window any longer unless Team SMG makes a significant mistake here.
What?
I mean, he's going to flicker out of there. He doesn't want to get caught out, especially with Esho Ohana so nearby, but at the very least, they know that Miko can't make that same set play for this upcoming turtle, which already taken away by Subway. Very efficient for the side of Team SMG.
Yeah, Ken died just now in the bottom lane to Sasa, so this Beatrix is now 3-0. They just lost the top tier 2 to Smooth, who was shoving the wave uncontested. I mean, Team LUNATIX, they are getting choked out really, really quickly. We're almost 8 minutes in, but SMG has a 5.5k net worth advantage.
And I would say for Team SMG, a 5.5k is a significant advantage against Team LUNATIX, especially since it's only 7 minutes turning to 8 minutes into the game. Expect this first upcoming Lord, and Team SMG ideally wants to 2x their current lead right now. But if Team LUNATIX want to do anything, I think we have to keep our mind on Deto, right? He has been taking a lot of punishment in the mid lane. He hasn't been rotating as much as he would like to because Esho Ohana is trying to mirror Miko as much as he can. So if we're going to see anything turn around for the side of Team LUNATIX, it's going to be with the RWM, and ideally, it's got to hit Sasa.
So are we switching the responsibilities a little bit? Early game, we were looking at Kian to make those early movements. Now, we kind of move that burden over to Deto. When is it going to be ManaTZ's turn?
ManaTZ, it's really hard to say.
Probably not for another few minutes because Esha Ohana just lost the immortality. He's gonna revive and uses the flicker, still dies. ManaTZ doing his best to dish out that damage. Was able to chunk down Subway, but Sasa shows up alongside Smooth, and Team LUNATIX will be forced to disengage.
Yep, and I only say that ManaTZ is not going to be relevant as of right now. He is 3 levels down onto Sasa, 2 levels down now at the very least, but still, Sasa is significantly far ahead when it comes down to the gold, and ManaTZ, he's taken way too much punishment. I think at a certain point, he will become relevant, but I don't think Team LUNATIX is going to get there easily, right? 6.5k, it's slowly starting to compile on top of them, and eventually, Team LUNATIX will fold.
Especially when you've already lost one of that tier 2 turrets, this Lord push is really going to break Team LUNATIX. Team SMG, they're calling dibs on the objective. 4 members on the top side, and LUNATIX have no intention of contesting this because there's just no way they could do it.
Yep, not at all. They're going to be sticking around to the bottom side of the map, so Team SMG going to rush down the Lord as quickly as they can. In the meantime, if we're thinking about recovery for the side of Team LUNATIX, it's going to be for high ground defense.
Oh, and Deto had to use the Purify. Great movement to get away, but Smooth is on the case. Deto gets out of there. No Purify for another 80 seconds. This mid tier 2 is gonna go. Esha Ohana didn't have his flicker for another 25, so no more flicker catch for now. LUNATIX would just have to surrender the structure.
Miko, he goes in, he's like, oh no, I might die here. He has to flicker out, and that shows you the experience that Miko actually has. He recognizes, oh wait!
Well, it's gonna be back in. Immortality is there for Yuna. Very fast And he's going to be expended. Sasa picks up that kill. Lunatics have lost that front line for another half a minute.
Great placement. Great placement of the Bennett's Rage, making sure that it's right at the edge. He knows that he has more than enough auto attack damage to take out Yuna by himself, but he wants to make sure that Ditto doesn't get to freely drop the RWF.
Gonna use it just to deter Team SMG. Lord has been taken out, but Kian, he's able to dash out of there for now. Trying to play distraction as much as possible. So this is gonna be 3-4-4 while Yuna is gonna respawn right now. Miko doesn't follow up with the Tyrant's Revenge. SMG will get the top inhibitor.
Doesn't connect, but so far, I mean, Ken is trying to buy some time to make sure that Smooth isn't able to effectively annoy the rest of the team, but the Falling Star Moon is going to connect. He does spot out Subway, and scarily enough, Ken is going to be required for the next upcoming Lord, because I don't think his team is strong enough to even deal with the Lord-empowered minions.
He needs to get home as fast as he can, but with Smooth and Sasa with him, and Apathy is going to connect. Kian now dangerously low. They had to find a blow. Actually, Smooth connecting with the Falling Star Moon, but they got to do it Miko though. Miko is here. Doesn't connect with the Tyrant's Revenge. Isha Ohana right there to protect his team now. He's drag Miko back underneath the tier 2. This is the punishment that they need. Manatizi finds that kill, but Nibiru's passion will be used, and Lunatics fought and gained kill underneath their tier 2. That's 3 dead for them. Sasa once more flickers forward to find the rest of Lunatics. He's gonna commit for this, and SMG finds a wipeout underneath Lunatics' turret.
I mean, we knew the wipeout was coming. The question was who's going to take it. In this case, Sasa taking a majority of the kills. And Subway, I'm not gonna lie, I would be a little annoyed with Sasa taking away all the decimate resets. It could have been very clean, very simple with both of them alive. But Sasa, he's like, nah, give it all to me. I want to beef up my KDA. I'm already so big and my items are way more expensive.
All things considered, right? One inhibitor turret down for Lunatics, losing the Lord, getting wiped out. They are still at a consistent 5 to 6k deficit, right? So that goal lead hasn't really ballooned in the past few minutes. Is this a good sign for Lunatics?
I think that right now Lunatics are down in the slump, right? Because again, this was underneath their tower, a full wipeout happening with the majority of the team members of Team SMG dying, and yet they could not really shake them from this lead. So with this upcoming Lord, I think Lunatics really need to make a couple of considerations. Number one, preemptively start attacking like what we see right now.
That's probably not the guy. Lunatics, good attempt, but just not the target.
Off the target, and now with no Lord priority, it's back to high ground defense all over again, rinse and repeat.
It's not going to be any easier. We can connect it by the rough waves. We get to get away. Sasa trying to take him down. The eye for an eye use, Electro Final Blow, and a nasty dash to get him out of dodge. McCann is holding the team together so far.
Yeah, and fortunately, they're not getting any return of investment from it, right? Like, he is tough to catch. He's died 3 times, but that's mainly during the laning stage. Other than that, one bad team fight, okay, doesn't really matter. They still got 4 back, so it's not even the worst. He's actually got an 103 gold lead onto Esmeralda
yeah.
from Smooth, despite how badly the early game went for him.
In the majority of the goal lead, the net worth lead is between the goal laners, right? Manatizi is 6.5k behind Sasa. Lunatics, they will have to deal with the Lord. Subway just knocking on the crystal already. Manatizi forced to deal with the Lord, so then mid inhibitor is going to drop. Body blocked by Yuna. He's going to lose his immortality for sure. They will drag Miko underneath the crystal, and Miko still gets out, retains the immortality. SMG are just too durable to kill. Smooth willingly puts his body in front. Miko with the re-engage with immortality knocks up Detto. Manatizi needs to go big, but he just cannot afford to stay in the fight. Sasa once more flickers forward. Isha Ohana gun down, loses that first life. Crystal only with 60% health left, and the bottom inhibitor is going to go down.
Yep, they're going to be farming them in their own base. As long as Sasa is alive, Team Lunatics don't have a guaranteed win. They can take out a majority of their members. Smooth in trouble.
Able to run away in time. Miko almost getting knocked out. But Stormy! That is it! Catches both Isha Ohana and Detto with the knockup. Kian needs to get away, and he will. But Crystal in danger right now. Miko again jumping back in. Smooth is going to follow up. SMG. They're not in a rush. Sasa picks up that kill onto Yuna. As the KD is a bit more important than the Crystal, but Team Lunatics, they only have 2 members left. Manatizi uses the Purify, but Kian's going to put his body in front. All for Manatizi, and he just couldn't do it. Last wave of minions crashing in. Manatizi could not hold back SMG, and game 1 is going to be taken by Team SMG. 15